It's the early way, yeah. 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 What's up? I'm Early Earl. I thank y'all for hearing these YouTube streets and coming on down here to the early way. I'm coming at y'all with another NowThatsTv review, and this is for Zodiac House Season 3, Episode 3, In Your Element. Y'all tune in with me. So we start the show with where we left off last episode, and that's where Ari and Cache, they outside in the backyard fighting. Ari's zodiac sign is a Cancer, and Cache's zodiac sign is a Pisces, and they outside tussling. Ari got the first round. Security comes in and break it up, but Ari got Cache by the hair, so they telling Ari to let go Cache hair. Cache ends up kicking Kyrie, to get loose, and once they get pulled apart, Ari's ready to go for round 2. She says, shit, keep your feet on the ground. You kick fun dip, now you kicking me. Now I'm ready to beat your ass again. So they squared up with each other again, and you can see the other castmates. They outside on the second floor balcony watching. And Rose was like, y'all go in the house. Y'all go in the house. If they watching, y'all ain't fighting. She telling Ari and Cache, if they watching, y'all ain't fighting. So she's shushing them back in the house. They go back in the house, and Cache and Ari square up again, and they started fighting. This time wasn't no hits connecting. They wasn't connecting nothing. They were just swinging and missing, swinging and dodging hits, swinging and missing, swinging and dodging hits. Wasn't nothing really happening. So Ari, she grabbed her shoes and she started heading back in the house. She was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You ain't doing nothing. So she headed back in the house. Cache, Rose, and Mac, and everybody with them, they followed suit like, a couple minutes later. Back in the house, everybody is trying to figure out what 4 cast members will be voted out, because y'all remember last episode, Needham let them know that 4 cast members will be leaving, and it's up to them to vote who they chose to leave the house. So they're in the house trying to see who leaving. Upstairs in Pootie room, Pootie is a Cancer. He's talking to Vay, and Vay is a Sagittarius. And Booley, she's a Capricorn, and J. Marie is a Taurus. They all upstairs, they talking, coming up with who they think should leave the Zodiac House. Vay jumps in his confessional and say that he formed an alliance with different people from different teams so that they can help him get their people out. He been messy as fuck as usual. He said that he had them thinking that they would be with him to the end, and it ain't gonna be like that. I said, okay, play the game then. Nina comes in their room, and Pootie tells her that he's going to fight Jay because Jay had so much to say when Pootie was going at Dion. Jay had so much to say, so Pootie said he gonna beat his ass. I said, I can't wait to see it because Pootie, you doing a lot of talking. When you see Jay, I need you to hop on Jay. Vay jumps back in his confessional and says that he wants Jay to go out the house too because he's not giving what he's giving on Instagram. On Instagram, he always rah, this bitch, this bitch, that. Anybody can get it. He doing all that on the ground, but when he in the Zodiac House, he's quiet as a mouse. I'm like, ooh. From what I see, Jay is a little quiet. He ain't as loud. If he is popping shit on Instagram, he ain't popping shit in the house. Anybody can see that. So, they end up coming with their 4 choices of who should lead the house. And they talking about the 2 straight guys. I'm like, well, who the 2 straight guys in the house? If it is, they ain't saying nothing. If they ain't saying nothing, they ain't being seen. They ain't trying to get no camera time. You right, send their ass home. And then along with the 2 straight guys, they say Becca and Cache. And I can understand Cache got a lot of heat on her right now with the funded situation. But Becca, she ain't really did shit. So I'm not sure why they want Becca out the house. We switch over to Rose, and they in like the Xbox room. And she's with Big Vern and Jay and Pound Cake. Pound Cake is a white girl. I guess she not white, she mixed. Pound Cake is a mixed girl, and she's an Aquarius. And, Rose asked them who they think should go home. Jay and Pound Cake both say Cachet because if Fonda went home, she should have went home too. Both of them should have went home since they both got into the altercation. I'm like, y'all missing out the point. Cachet didn't put her hands on Fonda. Fonda put his hands on Cachet. So, right, seeing his ass home, I see nothing wrong with that. Vern tells Rose that some of the cast members want Becca to go home. And then we switch over to Becca, y'all. Becca ends up walking in Pootie room with, they, Bully, and J. Marie. And they got Princess in the room too. So she ended up walking in the room and she tells them that she heard that her name is being thrown around as a possible to go home. And she lets them know that anybody voting for her is just hating. They some hating ass bitches. And she wants to know who mentioned her name. She don't care that her name was mentioned. She want to know who mentioned her name. I'm like, okay, Becca. Bully says that she wants Becca to go home. She jumping her confessional. And she said she want Becca to go home because she want Becca's room. So she then tells Becca that, she tired of laying on the book bed. She want her to go home because she want her room. And ain't nobody hating on you. Becca jumps in her confessional and says that she cute and she don't know why, that triggers some of these bitches. And I'm like, because they ugly as fuck and insecure. A bad bitch only gonna trigger anybody is because that person is insecure. If you insecure, you can't stand next to no bad bitch because you're gonna feel away. Oh, Bully, she tells Becca to get out her room. And then before Becca can even move or say nothing, Bully hits Becca in her shit straight hit her whop. And they get to fighting. They get to fighting in that little ass room. It's not enough space in that room because, they already got 4 other people in the room. And they started fighting, fists flying, and security, they trying to bogart in the room to break the fight up. So it really ain't no room, but they still swinging. Security comes in, breaks it up, and pull Bully out the room. Becca turns to Jay and asks Jay, "Oh, you voted for me too?" And after she said that, she swung on her. Straight whop Jay. So they get to fighting too in that last room. Really, they can't do nothing, but they still manage to swing until security comes in and breaks the fight up. They pull Becca downstairs and she going out. She still ready to fight. She talking her shit, ready. Says she want to go again with Bully because Bully snuck her and she want to go again with Jay. And whoever else mentioned her name, she ready to take on all them bitches. I'm like, okay, Becca. Shit, they done sparked the fire in the wrong way. Nita, Rose, and Mac, they going around the house trying to see what had happened with Becca and, the fight. They trying to see who started the fight, why the fight even happened, and, is it any resolution before they can move on. But, they still acting a fool. After a while, they try to calm the house down, and then they ask everybody to get ready for the challenge that they have set up. Bully, she comes walking downstairs, and when Becca see her, Becca hopped on her ass. Becca put her ass in a little headlock and walk, walk, walk. They started fighting as the security quickly broke them up. Oh, shit. So security broke them up and pushed Jay to the side. Push Becca to the side. Jay comes walking down the hall and she see Becca. And once she seen Becca, she went up to her and walked her, hit Becca in the side of the face. Caught her off guard. She said since Becca snuck up there in that room, she decided to get her lick back. Get your lick back. And I'm like, no, we ain't finna do that because when Becca said that Bully snuck her, Pootie ass say no because they was face to face and she seen everything coming. So according to Pootie, Jay, you seen Becca. Becca asked you that question. Oh, you voted for me too? And then she swung on your ass. So according to what Pootie said, you seen her standing right there and she, you seen it coming. So it wasn't no sneak. I don't know. What y'all think about that? So after Jay popped Becca in the face, Becca said she was too tired to fight back, so she calmed down. She ain't got to regain her energy. So after that, everybody went out back to get ready for the eliminations. Rose said, "Ain't no more fighting." She's sick of that shit. If anybody want to fight, they gonna have to fight her. I'm like, Rose, just be a host. Just tell them ain't no more fighting, and you should have just left it at that. You didn't have to add. If anybody want to fight, they gonna have to fight you. That's calling out a challenge. I'm sure somebody in the cast would have took you up on that offer. So Matt jumps in his confessional and says that this is a game show and don't nobody want to play the game. And we're like, that's true. This is a game show, but we are on episode 3 and no games has been played. So if ain't no games has been played, what you think they gonna do? This Now That's TV. If you don't get them bitches a challenge, they gonna be fighting for the challenge. That's gonna be the next challenge. Fight to the end. Oh, Nina tells them that she gonna separate them by their element signs. So we got earth, water, fire, air. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Water signs are Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Fire signs is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And air signs are Libras, Gemini, and Aquarius. So, she tell them once they get separated by their element sign, she let them know that this will be their permanent teams moving forward. And that she tells them that each team has to vote one person from their team to be eliminated. That threw their ass for a loop because they was already upstairs in their own little teams that they set up for themselves. They was already upstairs in their own little teams trying to see who they gonna vote out. Now she threw their ass a bone, and told them, no, it ain't gonna go like that. Y'all finna be set up in teams that I choose. And from the 5 people on y'all teams, you gotta choose one person to go home. So you know how Pootie, Vay, Bully, and Jet Marie, you know how they was upstairs and they said they wanted Becca to go home. Neither one of them are on the team with Becca. So they can't even vote Becca to go home because they ain't even on her team. And, Becca jumped in her confession and said, y'all did all that for nothing. And I'm like, so true, because it looked like she ain't going nowhere. So they trying to discuss who gonna go home at this point on their separate teams. So y'all, we got Cache and Ari on the same team. And they are water signs, Pisces and Cancer, so they're on the same team. And they choosing each other to go home because they just fought, a couple hours before. I'm gonna say 30 minutes before they just fought. And now they gotta choose who go home. Of course they're gonna choose each other. So, while they argue about which one of them going home, they square up with each other. So they get to fighting again. Rose ass jumped in to be the referee, and she was like, "No, come on, let's move this over here." So she moved them from everybody and gave them their little space off to the side. So, they get to fight, and they both swinging and dodging hits, swinging and dodging kicks, swinging and dodging hits, swinging and dodging fists. So they really ain't connecting no hits because they keep dodging and swinging and missing, dodging and swinging and missing. So Rose was like, this shit ain't, and I agree with Rose, y'all did all this talking like y'all finna really get into it, and y'all ain't getting into shit. This shit is whack. Cache ended up turning her back to walk away. And when she did that, Ari came up and tried to swing on her, but Rose covered Cache before she could and pushed Cache off to the side. When she pushed Cache off to the side, she started swinging on Ari because she didn't like how she tried to sneak her from behind. So she started swinging on Ari, and they get to squaring off with each other and swinging and fighting with each other. They got into a little scuffle. Rose ass is a man. Her whole fighting stance and the way she moved give me all my life I had to fight. That bitch is a man. But you know, once that happened, that was the end of the episode. So we got to wait until next week to see what really happens. And that was the end of that episode of Zodiac House, Season 3, Episode 3. I think the episode was, pretty good. I think it's getting better and better. And you feel me? And as of right now, Becca, she got to be my favorite right now on the show. Becca, and I'm going to say Vay. Vay because he's being messy. He's trying to stir the pot. So, Becca, Vay, I'm going to throw Pootie in there too, even though he a little aggravated. Pootie that seem like a young nigga that want to be heard and seen and want to show it on the camera. But Pootie, Vay, and Becca, they're my favorite right now on the show. They're keeping it going for me. And and then of course Rose a trip, y'all. But that was it. I do thank y'all for tuning in, and until next time.